Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Kamau Mahakoe and today I have a very special guest with me. Her name is Dr. Simpson Harley. She is an obstetrician gynecologist and she's also the CEO and founder of Woman's Touch Feminine Care Products. She will be telling us all about her products, her line of products today. And welcome, Dr. Simpson Harley.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome as well. All right, so we will be showing you the products and telling you about, how Dr. Simpson Harley came to the epiphany, if it was, in creating these products, all about them. So first of all, Dr. Harley, was it an epiphany? How did you come about getting the idea to start this line of products?
Well, I mean, I have endometriosis and had really, really bad periods. And what I noticed over time is, in my practice as well, women would constantly complain about irritation after the periods, vaginal irritation after the periods. And it's something that I experienced as well, especially because of the size and the number of products that I would have had to use on a monthly basis. And one day I was just like, I am so tired of being irritated like this after the period. I said there has to be a better option. And some just dropped in my spirit. Why don't you create the better option? And I started to do my research because as gynecologists, we always recommend that patients use breathable products, breathable underwear, cotton products as well. And, I started to do a lot of research. And then, I know what I would have wanted in a sanitary napkin. So I had the idea as to how to, what the design that I liked and that kind of thing. So, I found, a company that could work with me in terms of the manufacturing and all of that. And then that is how the journey started.
Is this a local company?
So, no, it's an overseas company.
Okay.
Because local manufacturing tends to be extremely pricey, and you also want your clients and your consumers to be able to get the product at the best possible price as well, even if it's a premium product. So you want to offer premium but not something that's breaking the bank. So yeah.
Okay, and how long ago was this when you started out?
So we actually first started out in 2018. We just started with two sizes, which was the regular and the heavy. And then, expanded the line. I also had always wanted to do something that, was more convenient for women. So that's how the multi-pack was created. So the idea of having all the sizes in one box. That is how like the multi-pack was born, which is this one. And it has all the sizes because a woman's flow changes. It starts off as light and then it gets heavier and then it gets lighter again. So, I was like in the supermarket and I'd go in the supermarket and I'm picking up multiple sizes and then I would have a basket and you have whole heap of different packs open and I'm just like, I am tired of that. So, that's how, I created the multi-pack, which has, the four sizes plus the liner so a woman can have that. And if there are multiple women, in an office or at home, different women can access different sizes as well during the month.
That is so awesome. And I want to congratulate you for having the insight, seeing the need, seeing the problem, and experiencing the problem yourself, but not stopping there, but putting your money where your mouth is and getting the products out there so that other women can benefit. What is the significance of the name Woman's Touch?
It's actually just a name that I believe God gave me for the brand. I actually didn't go through like a lot of variations or anything like that. It just was a name that dropped in my spirit, and I was just like, this sounds just about right.
Mhm.
And that's how, it was actually just a very straightforward process in terms of naming the brand.
And these products are available locally and
So it's
internationally
available
as well.
locally. So our distributor is Facey, and it's available in over 400, more than 400 retail locations island-wide. So your supermarkets, your pharmacies, so Progressive, High
Mhm.
Low, Mega Marts, all the outlets and pharmacies as well. Wholesales, you can find it pretty much most places, and we're
Mhm.
trying to make sure that everywhere has all our SKUs in terms of the product.
Okay. And these are 100% cotton
It's
products.
100% cotton. And the pads also are ultra thin but super absorbent. So it's created with a technology that absorbs a higher amount of flow, because as Black women and Indian women as well tend to have a heavier period generally than Caucasian women.
Mhm.
So I wanted something that was very absorbent, but you never felt like you were wearing a diaper at the same time, which
Right.
used to make me very uncomfortable. So,
Yeah.
it's ultra thin, super absorbent, and then it also has a breathable backing, which allows airflow and reduces the risk of infection. And it also traps the liquid, so you don't have the wetness coming back at you as well.
Mhm. It's very clear that you have put a lot of thought into it. It's the first I'm hearing of a line of feminine hygiene products that actually take into consideration race. Do you consider the age of the women as well? I know you said that there's a pack with different sizes, but
Right.
do you cater for girls who are just starting their period, or for example, women who postpartum, which have really heavy
Flow
bleeding?
as well, right? So we do also have our maternity
Oh, that's
line, which we're
awesome.
looking to expand,
Mm-hmm.
and we're also creating fully our teen lines, so our teens feel like this is specially made for them. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
in reality, we find that our teen girls do also have heavy flows. So the product caters to women across the age groups. And
Mm-hmm.
we also do find that, women who are postmenopausal and not having a period, but sometimes might have an issue in terms of what we call stress incontinence or urge incontinence, meaning that, they have to run to the bathroom all the time. The bladder is a little weaker. The muscles in the pelvic floor are a little weaker because of menopause. Those women can also use the product, because also it's super absorbent. It doesn't give the wetness. But, if you have that little leak or that little accident, you are covered and secured as well. So it's across all age groups.
Okay, Dr. Simpson, Harley, I'm going to quote you. This is something that I found very interesting. You said that women need a product that doesn't feel like they are wearing a diaper, nor products that cause them discomfort, or even worse, a trip to the doctor. Now, you
Agreed.
yourself are a doctor, obstetrician, gynecologist. I
Right.
want you to tell me about the link, if there is. I assume there is, but I want you to confirm if there is that link between common gynecological problems that women face that can be directly linked to feminine hygiene products.
So what we find, or what we've found, and studies have found it and tests as well, is that a lot of the more popular brands, the lining of the products, which is the top layer, tends to be crafted or manufactured with chemicals. And one of those chemicals is called phthalates. And phthalates is like the same chemical that they use in woodworking. And it has been proven, right?
Mhm.
So when it is that you're using chemicals like that on a sanitary product that is put on a woman's very sensitive parts, I mean, that creates a lot of irritation and
Mhm.
inflammation. And what we find is that inflammation causes what we call engorgement. So you get more blood flow to the area, and it's not all the time that you need more blood flow. So a lot of women find that their periods are actually heavier and heavier when they use these products.
Certain
I remember the
products.
first time after deciding on the design or whatever, and when I was testing my own product, and I found that my periods got lighter. I hadn't anticipated that that was one of the benefits. I
Mm-hmm.
just noticed it. So, I started asking because, we had a lot of, women test it. I know my staff helped, and,
Mm-hmm.
patients were willing to try it and whatever. And they all came back like, oh my God, one, I didn't even remember I had an iPad, but they all noted that the periods were noticeably
Yes.
not as heavy as before, which is something, as I said, I personally noticed. So we do know that a lot of these products with a lot of these chemicals create inflammation for women, and it doesn't just result in the eczema or the irritation of the vaginal skin and the skin of the groin and the thigh, but it also can affect the vaginal walls and the uterus as well.
Wow. Okay, so at this point, we're going to have a little slideshow. And I just want you to, when you see the pics coming up, just tell me whatever comes to your mind, or for the ones that have the products and there are captions, I want you to explain for the
Okay.
viewers what these captions are about. So that's you in your white coat.
Right, in my white coat. I remember it's one of like the first photo shoots that we did when we were, aiming to launch the product and, do like the videos and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
Right. So, we were at a event, and I remember like a lot of women were coming up. This is the Jamaica Expo. And, as a Jamaican owned product, and our feminine wash is actually made in Jamaica as well. We had a booth, and, we were able to explain the benefits of the brand to a lot of women. A lot of women were already using it. So people came, people bought, people told us their experiences. It was pretty good.
Okay. Is that a feminine wash you have as well, and
So
wipes?
right, so the feminine wash is this. So this is the feminine wash. So also in the supermarkets as well, and we also have the wipes. So you can actually see the wipes here. So that is at the front. So we have our
Mm-hmm.
wipes that are natural as well, and
Okay.
created with ingredients that help with irritation, so fully natural. And we also have our probiotic wipes as well, which help with the patients that will have recurrent vaginal infection.
Sorry, we lost you for a bit, doctor. Could you go back over this one?
Right. So that is our natural wipes, and it's fragrance free. It has no chemicals. It's actually made with 100% natural ingredients to help with inflammation, irritation, recurrent infection. And women who have just delivered, so are in the postpartum period, if they got tears or bruises,
Mm-hmm.
it actually has witch hazel, which helps to soothe it. And the
Oh,
patients that have hemorrhoids or piles as well.
that's
Right, it's
awesome.
crafted. Right.
So these are on the supermarket shelves,
It's
pharmacist
also
shelves.
right. Supermarket, pharmacies, wholesales, and we do have the small one that you can put in your bag.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also going to launch a mini one because a lot of people do those crossbody bags, and you want
Yeah,
something that is very small. So we
right.
have something that will fit pretty much in the palm of your hand, that has 10 wipes, very tiny, so just about like this. And you can carry it in it's very easy to carry.
Boy, you think of every single thing.
As ladies, we go through a lot, and we need to make each other's lives a little easier, a little better,
Mm-hmm.
because we have to face so much challenges throughout the course of our lives. So yeah, I mean, the Lord has given me these ideas, and I am going to run with them.
Yes, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
So here we have the lady exercising.
Right. Because I mean, you have a lot of women that, their period is not stopping them from going to the gym. I mean, usually when you're on your period, you don't necessarily feel like you want to exercise, but for many women, exercise, the gym is their happy time, their safe space.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we made the product to be able to maneuver when a woman is exercising and also breathable
Mm-hmm.
as well. Right. So she's comfortable during that time. Right. So, I mean, we always talk about why choose woman's touch. It's really important for you to be able to go throughout your day knowing that you are comfortable and you're protected, especially on the period. You don't want any accidents. You don't want another trip to the doctor after the period ends. You want to be just yourself and feel fine, feel healthy, feel well around the times of the period. So those are all the reasons why women will love women's touch as a product, because we're crafting products that's made to make you feel that way.
Yeah. So for those who can't see the screen, maybe they're watching from a tiny phone. Can you just read out the pointers from me?
Right. So it is made of pure cotton. So there is no rash or irritation, and it was made by myself, and I'm a gynecologist. So we have that scientific and medical background that's helping us to create a better product. And then it has multiple functions. So you have that cotton, you have that absorbent layer, and you have that breathable backing. Heat absorbent technology talks about how the product is created as well, and then it's chemical free.
Okay.
So we have our liners here. We have two sizes of the
Oh,
liners.
these
So
are
we have
liners. Okay.
right. So those are liners. The one in the pink is the regular liner, and then we have the longer liners, which our customers really love as well. That comes in individual packages.
Okay. And that's you
Right.
in the
In the
supermarket.
supermarket, because we are the healthiest brand in the feminine hygiene line
Mhm.
and in the aisle. So, that's me. And I was highlighting especially our wipes that's there. So
Mhm.
people can look for the wipes and all the products in the supermarket, in the feminine care aisle. And there are times when you'll find the wipes in the wipes section as well.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to ensure that the products that you're using, what is in the products, you have to do your research. So a lot of us grow up saying, I always use X or I use Y. So, I'm going to continue, but not realizing
My
that
mom
that has
always
impact.
bought
My
this.
mom always
Yeah.
bought X or Y. But you also have to realize that many of these brands are not actually made with you in mind. They're made with the bottom line and money.
Mhm.
And even though money answereth all matters, it cannot be where you're neglecting somebody's health to make a
Mhm.
buck. Right? It's very important to be able to offer something that is just a better option for women worldwide.
Yeah, because we're talking about what? 4 decades of life?
Yes, at
Mhm.
least, because I mean, some girls are starting as early as 8, and the
Yeah.
average age of menopause is 51.
Right.
So, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, women experience like, I mean, at least 6,800 periods in their
Oh
lifetime.
my
That's a
God.
lot of periods.
That's a lot of irritation if
It's
you
a
don't have
lot
the
of
right
irritation, a
product.
lot of right, yes. And you do have
And
women that have
exposing
abnormal
yourself.
bleeding,
Yeah.
right? So they're using pads outside of when a period time would be, because you have some women with PCOS, fibroids, things like that bleed
Right.
for longer periods, sometimes
Right.
2 weeks and that kind of thing, where they're using a product. So you definitely don't want to be using something that's giving you irritation.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that was the last of the slideshow. I am just so excited about this. I love to see when people put their money where their mouth is, I love to see when you can, because to me, Science is about identifying a problem and solving the problem, or
Solving
at
it.
least
Yes.
trying to solve the problem. It's
Right.
and a lot of persons are just satisfied with say, okay, we have this problem and it's time to do something about it. And they'll
Right.
say that for their entire life.
Their
It's
lives.
time to
Right.
do this. It's time. So I really just love when I see someone who take the bull by the horn and say, okay, this is a problem. Let me see how I can solve it. Let me see how I can present it as a solution for others as well.
Right. Right.
So I'm
So
really
we're
glad.
working on a lot of other, products, growing the line in terms
Mhm.
of we do see there are a lot of gaps that need to be filled for women. So we're slowly working on filling those gaps.
How do you feel about tampons?
We're actually working on that. We wanted to ensure that our tampons also were 100% cotton and safe. So we anticipate that tampons should be available in the line by the end of the year. It's something that can be safely used.
Mhm.
What you have to also ensure is that your clients, your customers are educated as to how to use it, the benefits, the time frame in which they're supposed to use it, the whys, and that kind
Mhm.
of thing. So we're going to make sure that, education, 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 which is key,
Yeah.
comes with launching the product.
I've heard about menstrual cups.
Right. So
What can you say
menstrual
about
cups,
those?
so menstrual cups is something that's available on the market.
Mhm.
It's usually made from a silicone kind of material.
Mhm.
One of the challenges that it has to be outside of inserting it, all the way up. You have to insert it all the way up to fit around the neck of
The service.
the cervix.
Mhm.
And what can happen sometimes is that when you're removing it, that can cause like spillage or that kind of thing. So,
Right.
it may be ideal for some women who and it's environmentally friendly. So you don't
Mhm.
have to have anything that you have to wrap and throw away and that kind of thing. But you also potentially may increase the risk of infection if it's not used properly. Like
Right.
anything else, it's not something that we plan to launch immediately.
Mhm.
But the thought process is there because it has to come with something that is reducing the risk of infection. The ability to cleanse it when you're at work, that kind of
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
And it's not completely, I don't think it's a complete product in itself because you have to also try and solve the problems that it can create and have
Correct.
that together. Right. So I
I've
mean,
heard
when
some
it
women
is that
swear by it.
yeah, so no, because it works, and then they don't have to buy a pad and that kind of thing, but it's not always the right fit for a lot of women. And we still live in a third world country where, we do still have issues with water and,
Mhm.
electricity and
Right.
access to good sanitary places in terms of restrooms and that kind of thing. And we have to be honest as to what our reality is. So
Right.
where you have other realities, it becomes an easier product to use. But
Use.
I mean, our reality right now is different. So I mean, we're trying to fill the gaps here, and places that are not so more disenfranchised and whatever. Because in first world countries, some of the gaps are filled, and or we do have a place there. But I also believe that we also have a place to help women who are disenfranchised and that kind of thing, making their
Mhm.
lives better and not create another challenge for them to try and solve.
Okay. All right. So we have a few short clips that we're going to share, and then we'll wrap up and let our viewers know again where they can find these awesome products.
All right.
Woman's touch was a woman. What would be her personality? I would say an ambivert. So she's not too loud, not too quiet. She likes comfort, but if she has to dress up to the nines, she does that too. But she's comfortable in her PJs any day of the week. I think that would be my woman's touch personality.
A bit of showing off there. If you've got it
A woman in
planted.
life that finds her period comfortable. During that time, you definitely crave comfort. Some Netflix, some chocolate, a salty snack, a bed. Yes, those are the things that you'd love to have. But when you have to be on the go and going to work, Woman's Touch provides that comfort with our sanitary napkins that are 100% cotton and breathable. But there are some additional hacks that Woman's Touch provide that you should know about. Talk about our feminine wash. Keep the area nice and fresh and clean. Made with all natural ingredients, our feminine wash helps you to keep that pH balance and avoid any unpleasant odors. And we make sure that it's always available to you in our retail and wholesale locations island-wide. And let's not forget our wipes. The wipes are conveniently packaged in small purse-ready options that you can just have in your bag, and it's always ready to go.
Some more showing off. You know, when you have a product that you can back with research and tests and feedback, you know, who can argue with you? So tell me, what's the feedback you have gotten from girls, from women, from mothers?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I have people book me up like everywhere. Supermarket, I've been in Price Mart. People come up to me and hug me, strangers. And I mean, I have an active practice, and I do get a lot of patients. So patients is not like I advertise or anything in terms of my practice, but we do have a lot of new patients that come pretty much every day, just saying, "Oh, it's because I use the product, and I realize that you're a gynecologist. I figure if you made something this good, you can fix whatever problem I have." I get a lot of patients
and
that
it
way.
stands to reason.
Right. Right. So
stands to reason.
I've had so many patients, like people reach out and say, "Oh, I stopped getting the infections I used to have." A lot of people talk about it, post it online, message me in my DMs and that kind of thing. People that come from abroad try it and carry it back abroad. So God has been really good. It stands to reason that when you get a divinely inspired idea, and you just follow that leading, the rest will be history. So it's something that speaks for itself, because you are being more consumer focused and not money focused.
Yeah. And we need to share this video so that all women can know about it. Not just to see it on the shelf and say, okay, it's one of the options, but to actually know about the difference that it will bring to their lives.
Right.
The difference in terms of the quality of the material, the comfort, all of the thought that was put into it. So share this video so that we can empower. Information is power. We can empower our girls, as you say, from as early as 8 years old. I actually do have a student who started her period at 8 years old.
Right.
Mom freaked out, took to the bed for it.
Yeah, because it's like you're saying, oh my gosh, I'm losing my baby. But
Yeah.
it's so important that they know from early how to handle the periods, what to do. And a lot of people sometimes, especially in our context, tend to look at what is less expensive or more affordable per se. But in
Mhm.
reality, affordability, you also have to look at what problems you have after, because then you end up having to, either go to the doctor or whatever, and you end up spending more money than you
And
anticipated.
doing
So
surgeries and
exactly.
procedures.
That is, yes, that is unnecessary. A lot of women come with, things like what we call Bartholin abscesses, swelling to the
Mhm.
vagina, the yeast infections. Oh my gosh, because once they get that vaginal irritation, or that eczema vaginally, then, your pH goes off, you get increased overgrowth of yeast and vaginal bacteria, skin bacteria in the
Mhm.
area, because the area is so warm and moist and close, to where you do have a high bacterial load. So, you want to think about your health. And sometimes just spending, that extra 50 or $100 can save you thousands, hundreds
Thousands
of
and
thousands of
thousands of
dollars,
dollars.
right, in the long run.
Pain and
So, yes,
missing
yes,
work
definitely
and
choose the healthier option for sure. You'll definitely benefit from it.
yes, I am really glad that it's available, and we're looking forward to see the new line of products coming out.
No
I
problem.
know you're gonna go back and think. You're a thinker, it's clear. You take a lot of things into consideration, and I'm really pleased about it. And I thank you for taking the time
No
to come and
problem.
share with us. And I'm going to share it to all the women in my life, and I'm asking everybody who views this to share it to, I mean, it's what, half of the population, right?
Right, more than
Or a
half,
little more than half,
52%. Yeah,
a
yeah.
little more than
Hmm.
half of the population. So we need to
Right.
empower ourselves and the women in our lives. Dr. Simpson Harley, thank you again.
No problem.
And I really hope you will be able in future to find some more time to come back and let us know how the product is doing and if you have any new products added.
Right.
So
So,
we
I
can do
mean,
some
towards the
mashup.
end of the year, definitely, because we look forward to pleasing our customers and our clients. And then we're so heavily involved in ending period poverty. So, when patients or customers purchase the product, it goes towards giving back to, girls and women that can't access the product and can't afford to buy it. So,
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to us meeting
Yeah.
like this again.
If you have a good thing, you should flaunt it, I think. All right. Thank you, viewers, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yes. Bye.